Evolution of religion. This is my body. These words, recorded in the Gospels as being spoken by Jesus during the Last Supper, are said daily at church services around the world before the communion meal is eaten. When Christians hear these words spoken in the present, we are reminded of the past, which is always with us, which never goes away. Just how much past are Christians reminded of? Certainly, the last 2 millennia, which, in addition to devout celebrations of the Eucharist, are rife with doctrinal disputes, church splits, episodes of violence, excommunications, papal pronouncements, and various metaphysical debates, all revolving around the communion meal. But we can rewind further back to the development of the oral traditions that got fixed into texts that were incorporated into the canonical New Testament. We can also wonder about the historical meal on which the various Last Supper texts are based. We can travel further back still, long before even the emergence of Christianity. After all, Jesus was a Jew, and so his act of breaking bread with the disciples reminds us of the entire history of the Jewish people, including their harrowing escape from Egyptian slavery and the receiving of the Torah at Sinai. But we can go back even further. Any religious meal is, before it is anything else, a meal. It is an act of table sharing, certainly an important ritual in the ancient Near East. Seder and later communion were taken up theologically and liturgically. But the positive feelings around table sharing were already in place. They'd already been in place since the emergence of modern humans about 200,000 years ago. And yet, Homo sapiens wasn't the only species to discover the benefits of food sharing. Neanderthals certainly pooled their resources, as did the several other Homo species dating back 2 million years. Think of uber pro-social hunter-gatherers having a meal. One of my theology professors told me when I wondered about the deep evolutionary history behind the Eucharist. The hunters feel proud to have done well and shared with their family. Those who prepared the food are recognized and appreciated. Everyone's belly is getting filled and feeling good, and so many positive social interactions are taking place. No wonder so much mythological content is built up around the meal. But food sharing even predates our Homo ancestors and is currently observed in chimpanzees and bonobos. In fact, one recent paper even documented research of bonobos sharing food with bonobos outside of their own social group. Barbara Fruth, one of the study's authors, told the digital magazine Sapiens that meal sharing must have its roots in our last common ancestor. Based on the molecular clock, the last common ancestor, or LCA, of humans and great apes lived about 19 million years ago. When I hear the words, "This is my body," then my mind immediately launches into a race to the evolutionary starting line. If we are going to think about the deep history of religion, then we need to be clear about what religion is. In his book, The Bonobo and the Atheist, the primatologist Franz de Waal shares a funny story about participating in a panel hosted by the American Academy of Religion. When one participant suggested they start with defining religion, Someone was quick to note that last time they tried to do that, half the audience had angrily stomped out of the room, quipped Dewall, and this in an academy named after the topic? Still, we need to start somewhere. So Dewall suggests this definition: religion is the shared reverence for the supernatural, sacred, or spiritual, as well as the symbols, rituals, and worship that are associated with it. Dewall's definition echoes one given by sociologist Emile Durkheim, who also emphasized the importance of shared experiences that unite into one single moral community. The importance of shared experience can't be overstated, since in the story we are telling, the evolution of human religion is inseparable from the ever-increasing sociality of the hominian line. As Bella points out, religion is a way of being. We might also view it as a way of feeling together.